Welcome to Deep in State, presented by Gold Hawks and Associates. I'm Nick Hawks. On today's episode, we have Max Gold. Before we get started, remember to hit the like and subscribe button. This alerts you to when the next episode drops and helps us keep bringing great guests like Max on. Max, we're going to talk about HIP-88 and 89 today. Let's start with 88, this Dow utility score change. You want to dive into the details for me?
Yeah, and personally, I wouldn't come on unless you, the viewer, subscribe. So thank you for doing that. I was hesitant about coming on, but you did subscribe, so here I am. Yeah, HIP-88. There was a mistake essentially in mistake, oversight, however you want to say it, in HIP-51 when it created the Dow utility score. As we know, Dow utility score tries to come up with a way to figure out the relative value of each sub Dow. And it uses how much data is transferred, how many onboarded devices there are, and also just community sentiment. So for the active device score, the way it was written at the time and the way it was coded was to say, okay, let's take the number of active devices and multiply that by whatever the onboard fee is. One inefficiency there is you kind of have to keep the same onboarded device fee throughout your entire network. For mobile, for example, that's kind of inefficient because you have say a $2,500 outdoor radio and gateway getting onboarded at $40. If you want to introduce say a $100 Wi-Fi device, it doesn't really make sense for the two pieces of hardware to have the same onboarding fee. So what this does is it essentially takes the number of devices that are online, it sums up what their individual onboarding fee was, and it uses that to create a score rather than just doing a simple multiplier. Simple multiplier, there's a loophole that can be used where the IoT network, for example, or the mobile network, whoever, can say, actually, our onboard device fee was $1 million. And then you use it through a chain variable. You plug in 1 million and you multiply it by the number of online hotspots, and you've now changed your score despite not actually onboarding any devices at that cost. So it closes up a loophole, and it also allows for more dynamic pricing on boards.
Dig it. So just constant improvement to the Helium network. I like it. Before we do HIP-89, let's talk about this show's today's supporting sponsor, and that is GeoNet. Through proof of accuracy mining, GeoNet is creating a global network to provide centimeter-level precision for devices like your phone, drones, autonomous vehicles, and everything in between. You can find out more at geonet.com, and if you want to get $20 off a GeoNet miner, use code DEPIN, DEPIN. All right, let's do HIP-89, Max. This is another kind of small error fix left over from the Solana transition. Anything to put on top of that?
Yeah, and sometimes errors happen because it's actually hyfix.ai where the promo code is used. It's hyfix.ai. But yeah, in the same sense, the during the transition, the way the smart contract was done was the mobile chain var that we spoke about earlier was set at 0. HIP-53 states that all onboarded devices are $40. There's been some back and forth over what a device is. For now, we've kind of come to the conclusion that the way it's written and the way everything's been passed, an onboarded device is a gateway. So all we're doing now is we're just saying hey, it was always supposed to be 40. It was referenced as 40 in HIP-19. It was referenced as 40 in HIP-53. So we would like to, again, just affirm that yeah, our onboard fee is 40 in the mobile sub-DAO, and that's all it's doing. There's no actual changes. However, the foundation has ruled that any economic change, even though it is just a way of fixing some inefficiency in how the code was written or a misimplementation, anything like that, anything that's economic needs to have a HIP to reaffirm the original position. So all this HIP is really doing is it's saying it was supposed to be 40, it's 40 again.
Cool. And then these are both getting voted on now, and both look like they're going to pass, or how are we looking there?
Well, so that's actually interesting. So they're being voted on in two different ways. So the first HIP-88 is being voted on in VEHMT. The second HIP-89 is being voted using VE Mobile. HIP-89, I think it's 90% has passed. HIP-88, there's a vote quorum that was added of 100 million votes. We believe, I don't know that we've gotten word yet, but we believe that that was added in error because there's no actual rule that says that there needs to be any vote quorum for VEH and T voting. And 100 million VEH and T votes is a huge barrier, whereas 100 million mobile votes, like the first vote, literally hit the quorum. So I don't know that the quorum actually matters in this sense, but it is potentially possible that HIP-88 doesn't pass because of how the vote was set up in realms. So I guess go out there and vote. So we
Get
don't
out there
have
and
to have
vote.
the
That's always
issue of figuring out. Yeah, but yeah, they're pretty like simple hips. There's nothing really crazy about them. There's no like opposite side that like, no, we don't want to do it this way. They're just
okay.
essentially
Just good to know
fixing
about
implementations. Yeah.
Cool. Max, thanks for coming on today. Always good to get your insight into these things. If you haven't already, hit the like and subscribe button. Make sure that we get videos like this straight to your notification box in the YouTubes. All right, buddy. We'll see you later.
I think if we get more subscribers, we can get better guests than me, by the way. So keep hitting that subscribe button. Oh, also, we're on Spotify. Check us out. Put the link down here to Spotify, and we'll do a card up here for a random video that we think is funny. Or, yeah, I don't know. Actually, well, we'll figure out another video. But, all right, love this YouTube stuff.
Good talk.